Hello, teacher. My name is Luis Pachuca, and today I will be presenting my evidence number one. So, first, allow I gonna to define of culture and self-awareness. So, first, it's very important to understand this concept because culture can be defined as the set of the values, beliefs, traditions, and behaviors and costumes that a group of people share with the other peoples. So it influences the way how the people think, communicate, and interact with the others around there. So the culture can include languages, food, traditions, religion, and social norms. So understanding culture is very important because it helps us to recognize and respect that difference between individuals and communicates. So the self-awareness, on the other hand, refers to the ability to understand our own thoughts, like emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. It allows us to reflect on who we are and how we act, and also how we interact with the others. Being self-aware helps us to recognize our culture, background, and how this shapes our perspectives. Both concepts are very important for personal development because with the people from different cultures, we can understand our own identity and respect other cultures. And also, we can build better communication, cooperation, and mutual respect. The second part, I'm gonna give my personal reflection on culture and self-awareness. Well, in my personal experience, the globalization has had a strong influence on how I understand culture and identity. Today, through the internet, social media, international business, and education, we are constantly exposed to different cultures, ideas, and perspectives. This exposure has helped me to understand that culture is not something fixed, but sometimes it's dynamic. That involves through interaction with others. My cultural identity has also shaped how I see myself and others. Growing up in Mexico, I have been influenced by my family values, community support, and respect for the others. These cultural elements influence how I communicate with others and how I can collaborate with the people around to me. When I thinking about culture dimensions, I notice that people around me away have a different ways to thinking, working, and expressing themselves. And also that's so interesting. Depending on their background, cultural background. For example, some cultures value individual achievement while others prioritize collective and teamwork. And also, the cultural intelligence has played an important role in my life because the intelligence is the ability to understand, adapt, and interact efficiently with the people from different cultures, also the different countries. In academy environments, group projects, or international collaboration that help us to being open mind and respectful helps create better communication and stronger relationships. In my personal life, I have encountered multiculturalism in environments where people from different countries, cultures, or backgrounds come together to study and work. These interactions allows us to learn from each other and broaden our perspectives. They also show us that diversity can be a powerful source of learning and innovation. And also, I can give a personal experience. The last semester, I was working in servicio becario. I don't know how to say servicio becario in English, sorry, but I was working in an interesting servicio becario because that service is about to being a global guy. The global guy is a person who helps the exchange students to being adapt here in Mexico. Um, And that's very important because the people who come to the other countries doesn't know about the culture, about the traditions here in Mexico. So that represents a very difficult thing because they don't know anything. So uh, we as Mexicans, we can share that, we have that opportunity to share our country and our culture. And the exchange student obviously love it. And also that helped me because I can learn about the other cultures and the other countries, how they can be expressive with the people, how only one easy thing, how to say hi to the others, and that's so interesting. Yeah. So the final thing, my critical reflection and innovation proposal. After reflecting on on culture and self-awareness, I realized that diversity within university campus creates both opportunities and challenges. One challenge of that is that the students sometimes interact mainly with their own culture or social groups. This can limit the opportunities to learn from different perspectives and experiences. However, this situation also represents an opportunity to promote activities that encourage intercultural interaction and self awareness. To address this need, I designed an innovation proposal called Cultural Exchange Experience. Developing this idea, I use a brainstorming method where I identify several problems related to cultural interaction on campus, specifically here in Monterrey, Campus Monterrey. Some of these include limited communication between students from different backgrounds. The main thing is the languages. Yeah, uh, all of us speak English. That's the main language to interact. But sometimes some exchange students want to speak their own languages, but they only can speak it with other exchange students who came from the same country. Okay. um, Lack of awareness about cultural diversity, that's the other problem, and few spaces for sharing cultural experiences. Based on this brainstorm process, the proposed solution is to create a monthly cultural exchange event on campus, where students from different cultures can share aspects of their traditions, experiences, and perspective. The main characteristics of these proposals include cultural booths, where students present food, traditions, or costume from their culture. Also, an activity that I liked, I did it in the last semester when I was in the Servicio Becario. The main activity, it was share to the other people a dance move, your favorite dance move, with one traditional music from your country. So that's a good idea, a good activity to share your personal culture from your country. The other characteristics is about short talks or storytelling sessions where students share personal culture experiences. The other interactive activities that allow participants to learn about different cultural perspectives, like 100 mexicanos dijeron. I did it that. Uh, I did. I did that. Sorry. I did that also as an activity, uh, and I asked about some things about Mexico. That was very funny. And finally, reflection aspects where students can discuss that they learned and how this changes their understanding of the others. This proposal demonstrates empathy for the other students and faculty by recognizing that many people want to learn about other cultures, but many not always have the opportunity to do it. The global is to create an inclusive environment where diversity is celebrated and where students can develop a great cultural intelligence and self-awareness. In conclusion, culture and self-awareness play a fundamental role in how we understand ourselves and interact with others. In global world, development culture awareness helps us to build respect relationships and understanding between people from other backgrounds. The process of cultural exchange experiences aims to promote intercultural development and respect for the diversity and stronger connections within the campus community by creating spaces for dialogue and shared experiences. The university can foster a more inclusive and culturally aware environment. So that's it. Thank you very much, teacher. Have a good day.